from A to A. You're now experienced in with this. We've been doing this all day. You'll see me go through every one of these steps in the workflow, even pass through what would otherwise be a perfectly cool, clean tone. But right at the end, because I want to be distorted, right at the end you'll see me then go one more step in the workflow. You'll see me, that's me, okay? You'll see me push down and out. Okay? In a way that I wouldn't if I wanted it to be clean. Okay? I'll push down and out, I'll add extra twang, and by pushing down and out, I will activate an increase in phonation threshold pressure and make the ventricular folds flap and the windbag flap. I don't feel anything. Thank you. Did I take that trash?
I'm just saving it.
Okay, sorry. I'll do another one. Watch this. This is cool. Watch that. In the book, I call that, I call that an overlay distortion. Overlay distortion. In English, overlay means I'm overlaying my left hand. I'm overlaying something. Okay, it's an overlay. I call it an overlay distortion because the distortion overlays an already healthy phonation. Make sense? It's frosting on the cake. Okay, now if I do an overlay and then I push my tongue and I dump my larynx, a movement that I learned from my intrinsic anchoring, and I dump my larynx, I get a husk. It changes the sound a little bit, and it's kind of husky. Gets kind of husky. So it's a creative decision. It's a fun thing. You can decide. There's two kinds of distortion. Actually, there's three kinds of distortion you can learn about in the book. One is overlay distortion. The second one is overlay distortion with husk. Okay. Now I'll demonstrate overlay distortion, and then I'll demonstrate overlay distortion with husk for you. Okay. The difference is with the husk, I'm pushing my tongue and dumping my larynx a little bit. Okay. I'm creating a little more space in the vocal tract. It's okay, you look worried. Thank you. Okay, overlay, like it was what I just did. Always give it a neat look when you're done. It's part of the theater. If you're going to distort, put a little drama into it. Okay, now this time we'll do the same movement, one more step in my workflow. I'm going to dump my larynx a little bit and get a huskier sound. Or hope to, try to. It doesn't always work. Okay, so overlay distortion. Yeah! Overlay distortion with husk. Yeah! Yeah. Overlay. Yeah! Overlay with husk. Yeah! It's a little different. Distortion always gets a big clap. I don't know. Should start. Okay. There's the third kind of distortion. It's kind of fun. Okay. And it's also it's less practical. The ones that I just showed you, you can actually use that. You can sing through it. You can sing lyrics through it. It's the one that's more useful. It's more cool. It's the one that's probably the most important. But there's for fun, I put in another one, okay, the third one, which is kind of cool. You can't really sing through it, but you can make a cool sound. So if you're a rocker and you're at the end of the guitar solo or whatever, you can make this sound. And it's extreme, I call it an ESD, extreme screen distortion. It's kind of more like the hardcore distortion sound. Okay? Sometimes I like to call it the pterodactyl. You know the pterodactyl? Okay. It's those big, the flying dinosaur birds. When they scream, they make this sound. Alright? It has its own unique, weird, twisted onset. It has, we have an onset to it. So here's the most interesting thing about this is it's an inhale. I'm going to inhale, I'm not going to exhale. Okay? So, it's an activation of the ventricular folds. Okay, but I'm inhaling. My onset to get this going, to practice this, is WHOA. 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 Would never work for real singing, but for the pterodactyl, seems to work. Okay? Alright, so, watch. Yeah, do that all day. It doesn't hurt. I feel sorry for my parents now. So, but it's kind of fun. It's kind of gimmicky. But if you're in a band, and it's like you got a guitar solo, it's a punctuation. It's something you do to kind of get a cool scream in there, like you're on fire or something. It's a little bit more evil sounding. But the ones that are really practical is this, the overlay with husk, and then if you just want to have fun at those cocktail parties, and you say, what are you doing today? Well, I save lives, yeah, time, yeah, well, I learned how to do this, check it out. Okay, my boss says we're done. We gotta go. Thank you so much. Gosh, it's such a huge, gosh, what a dream to come to Germany and meet all you guys and share the ideas and see my team that I love so much and I don't know, and now we're going to work on private lessons together. It's a real blessing. Thank you for your interest, and in the coming days, I look forward very much to working with you in your private lessons. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Ein paar letzte Worte. Erstmal herzlichen Dank von uns allen, dass ihr gekommen seid.